But day critters, welcome back to the channel. Okay, we got some serious things to get into. I'm gonna need y'all. Y'all have been great. Y'all told me. Y'all are the ones, if I'm not mistaken, she's Julie. I think you're the first one that mentioned this. Today's reaction is going to be of an intimate history of Exandria, narrated by Matthew Mercer, excuse me. But many of you have recommended I watch this one before I get into Calamity. My big question for you guys is, there's been some of you guys on both sides of the fence. That's why I'm asking this question. Some of you have said, all of you have been in consensus in terms of saying I need to watch this narrated history before getting into Calamity for sure. But I think the split comes to whether I should watch Calamity first or campaigns 1 and 2. Now, I know that Exandria, Calamity, would be great for the channel because it's the new hotness, it's the new thing out, it's most recent, it's currently going on. But I want to go through it. I don't want to watch it just because of that. I want to watch it and get the most enjoyment out of it as possible. So I need you guys to be truthful, be honest, regardless of, I know you will be because you guys have been up to this point. Let me know, would I get most enjoyment out of these live streams? I've been all gung-ho ready to get into these live streams, so I was just ready to jump into it. But would I be more, or would I enjoy it more if I got straight into campaign 1 and then campaign 2, or maybe just campaign 1 and then went into Calamity? Or do you think I would enjoy it more? Because I know you guys have mentioned there's inside jokes. There's some terms that I would pick up from campaign 1 and 2, which makes sense. It's narrated. It's played by some of the same players that would carry over to Calamity, and I would recognize it and in turn make me enjoy it more. Or would I get more enjoyment out of campaign 1 and 2 from knowing a full history of Exandria from this prequel miniseries? I know I just dropped a lot on you questions. I'm giving you ultimatums and hard decisions to make, but let me know exactly what you think. You can go into depth. You can just say campaign 1. You can say campaign 1 and then Calamity. You can say Calamity then campaign 1 and 2. Just let me know your thoughts, because we're gonna make a decision after this video and then jump into it. You guys also let me know that with these being 4-hour long live streams, it'll probably be best to watch or record each episode 2-hour increments, and then there's a split, like a breaking point or a break for the live streams halfway through, and then I could record the next one. So I'm thinking I'll do that. I'll record in like 2-hour sessions, and then that'll be that video, and then I'll split it up for the sake of editing and getting it up in time into half an hour. Maybe I'll upload 1 per week, or I'll do 2 per week, give you an hour. We'll see how it plays out. But the main question is, what order should I watch these in, based on not on relevance or what it could do for the channel, just based off how you think I would enjoy it the most. And I know you guys will be truthful, so I'm looking forward to seeing your answers. I appreciate it, but we're not going to waste any more time because we're already 4 minutes in. So let's get into this narrated history. I'm excited. I know, and you guys also let me know, there I go talking again on my tangents. You guys already let me know that this is going to be a lot. Now, I'm not going to take notes, but I'm going to pick on up as much as I can. And I'm going to watch this a couple times after we're done with the reaction as well, so I can focus and hang on to everything that's in this, because I know it's going to drop a lot of lore on us, and it's going to be a lot to digest for this one video, however long it may end up being. So that's the deal for this. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Exandria, the world of critical
nice. They're giving us a little timeline
of
everything, not just the Calamity.
And its history. Starting at the
maybe
very beginning.
That's the order I'll watch it. And I saw the grog when you guys mentioned
eons before recorded history, a group of formless gods arrived at a world churning in chaos.
Gods.
But within this disorder, they saw boundless potential and a chance to learn about their place in the universe through the act of creation. So they began to tame the primordial chaos of this world and created life to live upon it. First were the elves, then the dwarves, then humans, and
Okay.
other races swiftly following as the young gods created their children. But
Which
these
ones belong
children
to
of
each
the
side?
gods
I'm
lived
sure we'll go over
short,
that, but-
violent lives. To help
Who
them
killed them
withstand the chaos of this tumultuous
just the
land, the gods gave their children small slivers of their essence, resulting in the
There's
birth
those two
of
moons,
divine magic.
Rudius and what's the other one called? I forget.
In addition, they created illustrious dragons pledged to defend the weak.
Okay, so the dragons were created in
But the
conjunction to
primordial
protect
forces
the
of
humans.
this world responded to this power shift. Primordial titans rose to end this attempt at taming their world.
Okay. What are
destroying
they? Just like
vast swaths of mortal populations.
just like the elements, or
This created a schism between the gods. One side, the prime deities, wanted to protect their creations from the titans. So they taught their children how to make magic on their own.
like arcane,
Culminating in the
magic.
birth
Okay,
of arcane
yeah. One of you
magic.
guys told me that in the comment section. Okay.
But the other gods became so overwhelmed by grief, loss, and frustration.
split.
They wanted to join the titans in destroying their
Okay,
creations.
so kind of like good and evil.
These
they both
betrayer
have good
gods wanted
intentions,
to give
but
up
it's
on
kind of
this
like
world and
I guess
start over
God and
somewhere
Satan,
else
if you can compare them.
to save their children and their
they're not
world. The prime
bad
deities
in that
banished
sense of
the betrayer
the
gods to their
comparison.
own prison planes. And with the help of the
Oh
mortals'
damn!
magic,
I
primordial
picked those
titans
two.
were
You guys
defeated.
told me I picked the
Their
betrayer gods,
essences
so I ended
safely
up getting
channeled and
imprisoned.
locked away into the elemental planes. And thus, civilization dawned in the heart of the first city, Vasselheim. And this world was finally named Exandria.
Okay. Valsheim, first city, got it.
For centuries, the mortal races prospered during the age of Arcanum.
Okay. What's that?
They
Just the
perfected their
just
magics,
like the study of
spawning
arcane
unimaginable
magic?
feats of arcane innovation.
She looks dope.
But
Ooh.
this progress also
I
led
love
to
that animation or
unchecked
that
arrogance.
artwork.
Some began using their magics
Oh,
for
this
the
is the
ruthless
matron
pursuit
that we
of
saw in the
power,
trailer.
immortality,
Okay, so this is
and even to attain
pulled directly
godhood.
from that. Damn.
One mortal challenged the god of death and won, ascending to take their place in
Ooh,
the
okay. I
pantheon.
forget who it was, but you told me that in the
Another
comment
mortal,
section too.
inspired by her success, resorted to releasing the betrayer gods from their planar prisons to
I
achieve
love their
such
character
power.
design.
The betrayer gods and their acolytes ravaged the world.
So the green one is the one that brought the betrayer
and
gods
the
back.
wrath of the guardian dragons and the prime
I'll have to
deities
brush up on his
themselves.
name so I don't forget it.
The result was a magical arms race, with all sides, god and mortal alike, working diligently to create new arcane engines of war.
I've seen that image on Google
War
when I was
that
making
would become
thumbnails.
known as the Calamity.
Okay,
Not much is
okay.
known about the battles that ensued during the Calamity, but the scars they left upon the world are visible to this day.
Damn. So
Some gods
I'll
imbued
wait.
fragments of their power into powerful arms and armaments
that
known
staff,
as
that
the
looks like
vestiges
Kiva's
of
staff.
divergence.
I wonder, are there multiple of it, or does it get
Grand
passed
magical
down through
cities
time?
of the Age of Arcanum were completely destroyed by the war. Only Vasselheim, the Dawn City, survived, while the rest of civilization
first
was left
and last
in
city.
ruins.
Sheesh.
The prime deities and their champions successfully banished the betrayer gods back to their prison
Okay.
planes.
So they beat him twice. These
But
primordial
only
gods ain't no
one-third
joke.
of the planet's population survived the Calamity.
This music is epic playing in
After
the
the
background.
events of this terrible catastrophe, the prime deities created the Divine Gate to protect their creations from the ruinous presence of
Wouldn't
unchecked
that stop them
divinity,
from getting there?
sealing all divine powers behind it.
So how did they?
The gods
Protect themselves
sacrificed their
against the land.
ability to physically return to the material
Yeah,
plane,
so they weren't.
but Exandria would be protected from the destructive warring of these divine. The gods' power would only be channeled by their most devout worshippers.
So like Pike and okay.
The Calamity shook the foundations of Exandria. But from it, New cities and new
artwork is
cultures
amazing.
were spawned.
I love the look of that dragon.
Will the mistakes of the past be learned from? Or will history repeat itself? On the continent to the west,
So another powerful
the
being
dwarves
would
had
have
taken to their
to
mountains.
raise the betrayer gods again.
But after a
Like the green
generation,
guy.
the elves
I hate to call him
returned
just
to
the
this
green guy.
land and named it Gwasar.
So,
Eventually, humans came to Gwasar, and with them
Gwasar,
they brought
okay.
chaos and passion.
the passion sounds good. I don't know so
King
much about
Warren
that damn
Drasig
chaos.
and his sons waged a war for the land before the Drasig rule was felled by Zan Taldore.
Ooh, Taldori. Oh, so was this
She
named
became
after
sovereign,
her?
and the continent was renamed Taldore in her
Hey, nice.
honor. To the east is the continent of Wildmount, a geographically varied land.
Okay, I've been
split
calling
into
it
3 main
Wildamount.
sections.
I'm sure you guys have been yelling
The
at me and
Menagerie
correcting me in the
Coast,
comments, but
a
I
land
haven't
of
seen it.
trade ruled by the Clovis Concord.
Ooh,
Western
that place looks
Wynandir,
nice.
ruled by
I'd
and
wanna
named
be there,
for the
by the beach.
nationalistic Dwendalian Empire. And Eastern Wynandir, a land scarred by the Calamity named Jorhas, ruled by the Kryn
Jorhas.
dynasty.
Yeah, y'all
Beyond
know I'm
their
not.
borders
I'm
are the
not gonna
frozen
remember these
tundras of
names off top,
Isoclus,
so
and the
I'm gonna have
lands
to
of
make a
the
list and
Miscat
put it up on
Strand.
my wall behind my computer, or just a map or something.
Sparsely populated and mostly untamed, the continent of Isilra is home to Vasselheim, and is
okay.
where civilization itself began.
Why does that feel like
When the magical
that's the
cities
breeding
of the
ground
Age of Arcanum
if
fell,
they were to
the
break through
people
the
of
plane
Vasselheim
again, it
took
would
on a
be
distaste
through
of arcane
Vasselheim.
magic and a zealous respect for the works of the divine. In the south, you'll find the continent of Marquette.
Ooh, this place ain't so
Though
bad
the
either.
pebbled
I'd like to
coast is
stay here.
inviting, and there is respite in the oasis, its vast desert can prove treacherous. And the lush jungles
never
and
mind.
jagged mountains that surround it hide mysteries still yet to be unraveled.
Now, quick question: all these ships I see like floating around,
Exandria
should I
is
just
a
assume
world
that they're
rife
all
with
powered or
change
floating because of
and
Brimstone?
marked by both
I don't know what
power
else
and
Brimstone
potential.
creates or
Where
what else it's used
destructive
for,
forces
but
are
you told me
forever
that's
seeking
what's
new
holding
ways
up
to
the city.
return to chaos. But where heroes will always rise up to meet these challenges and protect this fragile land.
Ooh, do I know any of these heroes? That looks like Grog over there a little bit, but maybe that's Keyleth. I don't know if that's. I know this is way before. Probably not. I know this is of Exandria overall, so maybe this is just a screenshot of all Vox Machina and some other characters, but I don't know. Great. I didn't even look at the runtime of this video before we got into it, so I wasn't expecting it to end that soon because I know we were getting into a lot of information. I just didn't think Matt Mercer or anybody for that matter would be able to condense all that information into such like a small, because how long was that? That was 8.5 minutes. We're at 9 now with some of these credits, but I'm like I said, I'm gonna rewatch through this by myself just to refresh myself, and I'm definitely gonna there's no way I'm gonna remember characters' names, cities, continents, gods' names. I'm gonna have to get a map and a list for all the names and just put it up like on my wall behind my computer. So I'll have to look up where exactly, or you guys point me in the direction of where I can get those from, probably from Critical Role's site, to be honest. So maybe I'll check that out. But I'm gonna cycle through this trailer one more time just to watch through and talk about some of the points. So they went through a timeline. Just a quick screenshot. So okay, so you guys have already told me about Vox Machina Kith and Kin. I'm pretty sure that says 807 PD. What is PD? What does PD stand for? Obviously post, maybe pre. I don't know. You guys can fill me in on that. But you told me that book goes into Vex and Vax, their history a little bit. So I'm pretty sure it's not a live stream or anything. Maybe it is talked about, but I'm pretty sure it's just books detailing their whole history. Vox Machina campaign. We're going to be getting into that. So if I was, say I followed the timeline here, would it be good to read Vox Machina Kith and Kin, and then get into campaign 1-2, then search for Grog, then search for Bob. Who the hell is Bob? And then the Darrington Brigade, I see it at 18 or 826. That's one that you guys have highly recommended, and you say you love it. I'm pretty sure that's a small one, like a small miniseries. I'm not sure how long it is exactly, but you guys have been recommending it. Then Mighty Nine, and then Exandria Unlimited. But Exandria Unlimited. What is Exandria Unlimited compared to the Calamity? Is that just a whole nother? But that doesn't say campaign, so I don't know. You guys are gonna have to fill me in on some of that. But let's keep cycling through some of this information. So now, the way before I even watch through it or scroll through, so we got formless gods, primal gods, and the betrayer gods, if I'm getting that correct. They both created this world. Then they all created the humans, the elves, the dwarves, the just all of these creatures. And then they had trouble sustaining themselves or protecting themselves, so they also created dragons. So I assumed dragons were like evil. I could be all this. I'm spitballing here based on what I got. I know it's quick right after the fact of me watching and taking in all this. So yes, correct me if I'm wrong on these things, and I'll correct myself as well when I rewatch through this myself. So dragons were created in conjunction to protect the weak. So that's something I didn't know. I automatically assumed they were evil. And then these, what did they call Titans? What are they called? Titans? Let's see if we can cycle to it. Yeah. Primordial Titans rose to fight back against, what they had created on Earth. Or I keep calling it Earth, but, on this world, Exandria, if you want to call it that, or Vasselheim, because that's where they're showing the primordial. I guess just Exandria, I'll say in general. So they came back to fight back against that. And then there was kind of a split when this war or fight broke out between the gods, between the primal gods and the what are they called? Betrayer gods. Primal gods won, sent betrayer gods, the ones I was rooting for initially, the ones that I said I liked their symbol, back to the prison plane. And then there was, and then that created, and then the primal gods, in conjunction with the humans, continued the fight against the primordial titans. And then the primal gods gave them essence of their power so they could use this magic, which was deemed arcane magic. Then they beat the primordial titans, and then as time went on, these creatures, humans, they're champions. I don't know if they're referred to as champions, but I'll just say the creatures who inhabit the world started to progress and get stronger with this magic and develop it into something very powerful. So much so that one of them, the matron of ravens, as you guys called her, eventually was able to challenge the god of death, and overtake her position and cast her out, which is crazy to think how much they can ascend in terms of power, coming from a point where they couldn't even defend themselves. That's crazy to think about. And then her actions spawned more creatures or people to kind of act on their own magic and do their own thing. With the guy in green, the green essence or glow, he ended up bringing back the betrayer gods. And then let's go back to that section in the video, and then that's what caused the war, known as the Calamity. And eventually the primal gods and the arcane magic users, people of the world ended up fighting back against the betrayer gods again, ended up imprisoning them again into the prison plane. Now I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know how exactly. It didn't go into detail on how he broke them out of the prison plane initially. Like I said, it could possibly be that they have to come through Vasselheim to get back into the world. I don't know. We'll see when I get into the live streams and actually get all these details revealed. Like I'm said, I'm just kind of trying to catch on to everything and spitball. Hopefully I'm not going down a rabbit hole and I'm somewhat close to what things actually are. But yeah, that seems to be the basis of it. Vasselheim seemed to be the first and last city after everything was destroyed. They created this like astral plane that they couldn't cross back over to. Not for them, the primal gods, but to keep the betrayer gods out as well. So they sacrificed their own physical being on the world or in the world, which is admirable, to say the least. And then, but now the onus or the responsibility to protect the world falls on the people that the world was built for, which is interesting to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and being narrated as I watch through the live streams. That's just interesting to me. So I'm looking forward to that. But he did hint at the fact that it's not a done deal that they won't be able to get back into it. So I don't know what exactly Calamity covers. Is that just the events of the Calamity, or is it aftermath, or what? We'll see. But yeah, their powers were being able to be used through people of like champions, or I'm assuming like worshippers, like they said, like Pike and other classes like that. So interesting. This is if you can't tell, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. This is a lot to take in. I'm not even ready to spitball all these names back to you as far as the cities and all that. But a couple other things that I noticed throughout the trailer. The weapons, I'm trying to find the exact screenshot because I'm not playing it. So if I was playing the audio in the background, I would have lost my train of thought a long time ago. Okay, so here we go. We got weapons. It looks like it's got Grog written all over it, called Agony. The armor of the Valiant Soul, that looks dope. I would love to wear something like that, Halloween or something. I wonder if anybody dresses up in that for like the live stream or something. Well, I'm sure all this stuff is on set as either gifts, fan made, or something they made up themselves. But the circlet of barbed vision. Wonder if that gives, that some looks like something straight out of Lord of the Rings. I know that's a bad comparison, but foresight, like looking into the future. I'm sure it's not just like enhanced vision. Star Razor, that looks cool. Plate of the Dawn, it's cut off. Martyr, that looks cool too. And then the Spire of Conflux. Now that looks exactly like Kiva's staff. My question was, is that the same exact one I saw her with in the series, or does every druid have one like it? It looks very distinct. So I take it this is like a mystical weapon that's been passed down through time, and that has parts of play. And I don't know if it picks somebody or they pick it. If it just depends on who's worthy of wielding it, kind of like Milner from the Marvel universe with Thor and all that. Just something I'm thinking about. Let's cycle through the timeline a little bit. Get back to, what was this guy's name who attacked or waged war? King Warren Drazik. Dope character design. I don't have much to say about him. I guess I'll just have to wait until we see him narrated, or I'll have to wait until I hear about him being narrated in the live stream. So interesting character. I'm looking forward to that. And then we had, what's her name that Tal'Dorei was named after? What was her name? Let me play it for a second so I can freeze it. King. Yeah, she became sovereign, but I'm trying. Zan Taldore. Okay. Damn, she looked like a damn beast, and I didn't even realize. First watch through, I didn't realize. I know they were talking about her. She fought, and then she took over as sovereign. But in this shot here, I'll try to put it on the screen for you guys. She looks completely different from when she's actually sovereign. She's all dressed up, and she still got the scar on her cheek though. So, who's this person sitting next to her with the green hands and stuff? I wish we got a wide shot of this meeting or whatever it is, but let's keep going. Wild Amount, and then we got into the cities a little bit more. All of them look like interesting places, so I'm looking forward to getting into those more. And then we got into a little bit of the outro of the video, and let me fast forward to when they're showing like all these characters on screen. There we go. So there's that. I don't know, cause yeah, okay, yeah, this looks like the animation is just throwing me off a little bit. So this looks like on the left hand side, it looks like, yeah, Grog with the axe, Keyleth with the staff, Percy down here with his gun. Ray, I don't know what that is. What the bird is. If that is someone, I don't know. Looks like Scanlan up in the corner. I can't see. Everybody else is kind of cut off down here. But this are these characters from like the Mighty Nine, and I think you guys called them Hell's Bells, maybe. Who's this in the middle with the hood and the epic ass sword? I don't know. It remind me of He-Man, but I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait, and only time will tell as I get through these damn live streams. But you guys know the deal. That's the end of this one. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling on for however long this took. I know you guys do. It's not even a question at this point. So I appreciate you guys watching. As always, we'll be back. Remember, answer my question. What's the order? Give it to me before we get to next week. Should I start with Calamity? Should I start with Campaign 1? Give it to me straight. Honest opinion. Solely based on the factor of how much I would enjoy it. Whatever order of watching would give me the most enjoyment for these live streams, give it to me. I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.